The stadium is silent, not because nobody came, because they're waiting for you. Thousands of eyes, millions watching from home. And as you stand there, you hear the same sentence you've heard your entire life. The next king. Not a great player, not a superstar, a king. The next Pelé, the next Brazilian legend, the next face of football. And the strange thing, you're still just a kid. You haven't achieved anything yet, but the expectations are already crushing. Before the money, before the fame, before the pressure, there's just a ball, a cheap ball, a dusty street, and a dream. You spend hours playing, not because anyone tells you to, because football feels natural. Every touch, every move, every trick, it's freedom. You don't think about fame. You don't think about Europe. You just play. And when people watch, they stop. Because even then, something feels different. Word spreads quickly. Coaches talk, scouts talk, fans talk. Everyone keeps repeating the same thing. This kid is special. And suddenly, football stops being a game. It becomes your future. Every match feels bigger. Every performance gets analyzed. And you're still growing up, still learning, still trying to be a normal kid. But normal is already gone. Now the crowds are bigger. The cameras are everywhere. And every week, you do something impossible. A skill move, a goal, a moment. The internet explodes. People don't just watch, they admire. Because football isn't just football anymore. It's entertainment. And nobody entertains like you. Europe starts calling. The biggest clubs, the biggest leagues, the biggest opportunities. And suddenly, the dream becomes real. You leave home, leave familiarity, leave comfort to chase something bigger, something dangerous, greatness. Now you're standing beside legends, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, players you've watched, players you've admired. Now they're teammates. At first, it's surreal. Then something incredible happens. You belong, not just on the team, at the highest level. Everything clicks. Goals, assists, trophies, the famous trio. The world watches in awe. Football feels easy, fun, beautiful. People start asking a new question. When will Neymar become number one? And for the first time, the throne feels close. Then comes the moment, the biggest transfer in football history, a move that shocks the world. You leave, not because you're afraid, because you want your own story, your own kingdom, your own crown. And everyone understands what this means. You're no longer chasing greatness, you're chasing immortality. Now everything changes. Every performance matters. Every mistake matters. Every game becomes a headline. The expectations become unbearable because nobody wants you to be great anymore. They want you to be perfect, and perfection doesn't exist. Then it happens, an injury. You recover, another injury. You recover again, then another, and another. Every comeback feels hopeful. Every setback feels devastating. The world keeps waiting, and so do you. The comparisons never stop. Messi, Ronaldo. Every conversation, every debate, every headline. People stop appreciating what you've achieved and start focusing on what they expected. And that's the cruelest part. Being one of the greatest players alive, yet constantly being measured against impossible standards. Now look back. The streets, the dream, the goals, the trophies, the injuries, the pressure, everything. You became one of the most talented footballers the world has ever seen. Millions of children copied your moves. Millions wore your shirt. Millions believed in your magic. And yet, people still ask, what if? What if there were fewer injuries? What if the pressure was lighter? What if everything aligned perfectly? But maybe that's not the point. Maybe your story was never about becoming king. Maybe it was about inspiring people while chasing the crown. You carried the expectations of a nation. You survived the pressure of a generation. And even without the throne, you became unforgettable because the world wanted a king, but it got a legend.